Hey guys, welcome back. Recently I got this Mirage 2 watch pouch, and it got me wondering and thinking about certain collections, like a 3-piece collection, 4-piece watch collection. And since the pouch has a space for 2 watches, it got me wondering, is 2 watches really a watch collection? And if you ask me, it is, because it's all you need in day-to-day life. And when you have a 2-piece watch collection, where you have a slot for a 2-piece watch collection, then it gives you place for quantity. It gives you place for quality over quantity. So today I have a 2-piece watch collection which I came up with. I did a video with more higher-end pieces where I showed you. You can check that out in my previous uploads, but today my focus is on a more affordable watch collection, yet it's still good in my opinion. So you have here 2 watches. As you can see, you have a vintage Omega. It's a vintage Omega Constellation automatic 565, and Seiko SKX007. It's a dive watch. It's a proper dive watch. It's a proper beater. You can wear this watch every day, including when you go onto the beach on holiday, on summer holidays. You just need a different strap, and you can play around with straps. This is one of those strap monsters. And speaking of strap monsters, I think when you have a 2-piece collection, it's important to change straps. And it's important to have a strap monster watch. For example, this one here, you have brown boots. You can put this on. When it's summer, you can put some rubber on, or stainless steel bracelet, and there are endless possibilities here. And over here in the left corner, you have a dress watch. When you dress up, you wanna go somewhere at the wedding, or I don't know, maybe you just like dress watches like I do. And I do wear dress watches even when I'm not going on a wedding, believe it or not. So when you dress up a little bit, smart casual, you put some shirt on, blazer, you want something nicer and something that can fit under the cuff. And for that purposes, I have a vintage Omega. And for a long time in my collecting career, these were my main staples. Now I upgraded a little bit, but still I believe these are the value you get. First of all, let me speak about vintage Omega. There are lots of dress watches out there in the market. There are lots of dress watches out there in the market, from Tissot, Dan Henry, micro brands, I don't even know, Stova, and they're all nice. But if you ask me, none of them is nice as vintage Omega. So let me just quickly show you. I don't believe I showed you before my vintage Omega. And yeah, this is a vintage Constellation. It's 34 mils across diameter, so that may be an issue for someone. I have 7.5 wrist. I have 7.5 size wrist, and it still works beautiful on my wrist. I will show you quickly here. I got it. I have this Omega on Hirsch strap, and yeah, as you can tell, I wore it quite a lot. So here, when it comes to vintage Omegas, I think the vintage dressy Omegas, these, I'm not talking Speedmasters here, Constellation, I think it's the best of the bunch, and it's my pick always in my recommendations. However, I do recognize these are not as affordable as some other vintage Omegas. I have reviewed and saw a lot of vintage Omegas. So from Omega Genève or Genève, that's one of the underrated vintage Omegas here, and you can pick these up still at a relatively reasonable prices. Of course, before buying a vintage Omega or any other vintage watch, you need to buy it from a good reputable source where they serviced it, where they have an in-house watchmaker, or you can go on eBay or eBay and buy it. Then in that case you need to find a watchmaker, but satisfaction when you get it, it's done. And this one, it has a scratched up crystal, and to be honest, I was thinking about polishing up. Some people ask me, why don't you polish it? And I kind of like it like this, and I leave it like this just because, I don't know, it kind of gives me that more, I get more of that vintage appeal and vintage charm. One day I will polish it, inevitably some poly watch, and you can fix it all up. But overall, this is one beautiful piece, and I definitely enjoy it. Check out these. It's gold capped, but it has a beautiful side profile lugs. These lugs are everything. Like these lugs, these nuts. And I really like this watch. And I showed you on the wrist. See, you can wear it. It's not for maybe short sleeves and whatnot, but I did wear a 33mm watch, my Piaget, and it worked for me. But at the end of the day, it was too busy, and this one looked like a bigger watch than to it. Anyways, I'm ranting too much here. So yeah, vintage Omega, you can get vintage Longines, you can get vintage Zenith, vintage Vacheron, vintage, you know, this, the endless story, and you get so much watch for your money that it's not even funny. And it's just ridiculous how these watches are good value and overlooked. So every year I say these are underrated, undervalued, and overlooked, but nowadays I'm afraid they are a bit more expensive than usual. So the prices are going up on these watches every day. And on the other hand, we have a good old SKX here. Good old SKX, which is just a good old SKX, which is just an all-time classic. So when you are not dressy, you're not dressed up. And one thing I forgot to mention about the vintage Omega is that preferably you want one in stainless steel or in solid gold. So gold capped and everything, it's the least favorable option because the gold plating will wear off. But when you have a beautiful watch like this, I don't mind, and it's most of it's stainless steel anyways. So moving back, this is the other watch in your collection, two-piece collection, and this is your everyday watch. It can take a beating, it has a reliable movement. You can change this to an Orient Mako, Orient Ray to have a nicer blue watch. You can change this up to maybe a Longines Hydro Conquest. The possibilities are endless, but we are here in an affordable realm. As I said, I did a video about higher end collection, two-piece collection at high end. You can check that out in my uploads. I will put it somewhere. But if you ask me, this is a perfect affordable collection, two-piece affordable collection. And as I said, you can have a vintage Longines, and the vintage Longines is great value. And Seiko, you can have a Turtle, you can have Samurai, many other watches. But the point is, you want to have something that's a beater for every day. that's water resistant, that can take a beating, and something nice and sophisticated, preferably vintage, but you can even buy a brand new one. You can get a Tissot or Junghans, or there are lots of other watches. So do tell me in the comment section, what do you think about my two-piece watch collection, and what would be your choice about two-piece watch collection in affordable realm? Throw in some suggestions. Maybe Orient, Mako, Citizen ProMaster, and Tissot, and Visidate or Le Locle. Throw in some suggestions. Maybe people will get inspiration. And is this too little for a collection, or we need more watches? Tell me, guys.